Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solos from Iron Maiden's classic 2 Minutes to Midnight. Now in addition to the guitar solos, I'm also going to show you that little lead break that occurs shortly after the solos, just for fun. Now I'm going to start off by playing the solos slowly with the tabs on the screen. That way the more advanced players can get through this more quickly. Then after that, I'll break it down note by note. Let's go. Alright, here's section 1 of Dave Murray's solo, and I want to preface all of this with the fact that there's going to be a lot of whammy bar usage in these solos, and even though I've tabbed them as accurate to the original as possible in terms of how deep you go with the dips and all that, the most important thing is just to feel them, okay? If you try to get mechanical about it and try to get everything precise, it's not going to sound great. You just got to feel it when you use that vibrato bar. Okay, here's section 1 at normal and then slow speed. We'll break it up into 2 boxes, and in the first we play this slowly. So we're going to do a 7th fret bend on the G string, a full step up, and while we're holding the bend, we're going to dip down with the whammy bar, and then quickly bring it up while you bring the bend back down, okay? Okay, again, bend up, hold the note, slow whammy bar, dip down, and then quickly bring the bar up as you bring the bend down. Then you're going to pull off to 5, slide down to 4. So far. Then you're going to quickly hammer back onto 5, pull off to 4, slide down to 2. Okay, let's tie all that together slowly. Okay, in the second box, we're pulling off to the open G string. And doing some whammy bar dips. The first one is a kind of a slower descend, and then you're going to do 6 more dips, okay? Let's tie all that together and play section 1 of Dave Murray's solo one more time slowly and then at normal speed. Alright, let's move on to section 2 of Dave's solo. Alright, here's section 2 of Dave Murray's solo at normal and then slow speed. We'll break it up into 3 boxes, and in the first one we do this. So it's 5, 6, 8, 6 on B, and then 5, hammer onto 6, pull off to 5. Now, as you're listening to that, you might be thinking, wait a second, isn't there a harmony to that part? Because what's happening is underneath with the rhythm, there's some interesting stuff going on, like you can hear the notes, which is 9, 7, 5 on G. And when you combine that with the, I mean, it's very harmonious, right? Okay, so keep that in mind, but this is the way that you should be focused on it. Because when someone plays rhythm guitar, they can play all that stuff behind it, but this is what you should be focused on as a lead guitar player. So in the second box, we're going to play this. Slowly. So it's 5th fret of B with a pinch harmonic, hammer onto 6, pull off to 5. And then hammer back onto 8, pull off to 6, pull off to 5. Okay? You play that twice. Let's tie those first 2 boxes together. Then in the third box, we play this. So here it is slowly. So it's 7 on G, pull off to 5, hammer back onto 7, pull off to 5, and then slide to 4. Okay, 7, 5, 7, 5, slide to 4. Hold that note for a little bit and then pull off to open G. Then you bring the whammy bar down 1.5 steps. Then you're going to play 12 on the G string with some whammy bar dips. It's 4 times, 1.5 steps, and then a little tiny 1.5 step bend right as you're about to slide down. A lot of people miss that tiny little 1/2 bend at the end. If you listen to the isolated guitar tracks out there on YouTube, you'll hear it. All right, let's play that third box again, slowly. Okay, let's tie all 3 boxes together. Play section 2 of Dave Murray's solo one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. Okay, let's move on to section 3 of Dave's solo. Now, section 3 has a harmony to it. We'll learn that in just a second, but here's the main guitar line at normal and then slow speed. We'll break it up into 3 boxes, and in the first we play this. So it's 15th fret of B, bend up, down, pull off to 13. And then bend up at the 15th fret of the high E and hold it. All right, here's that first box again. Then in the second box, we're going to play this. Slowly. So remember in the first box, we end with that 15th fret high E string bent note. Okay, then you're going to pick the note and quickly come down. Okay? Now if you want, you can just play a straight 15th fret note there at the beginning of that box. But if you listen closely, it's he's coming down quickly. And then 12, 15 on high E, 15 B, 12 E, 13 B. Then in the final box, slowly. So you're going to bend up at the 15th fret of the B string, a full step. Hold it for a little bit, then hit 15 of high E, and then 15 of B and bring the bend down. Pull off to 13. Then 14 G, add vibrato. Slide down and then up. Okay, here's that third box again. Let's play section 3 of Dave's solo one more time, slowly and then at normal speed, and then we'll play, or I'll teach you the harmony part. Now, chances are, if you're tackling the solo, you've probably been exposed to harmonies before, and you know that harmony parts, often when played by themselves, sound really odd. Right? They sound really odd. This one is no exception. This one sounds really odd by itself. But this is what you heard me play at the beginning, so if you thought that sounded okay, then trust me on this one, okay? And this is often how you see it tabbed. Not that tabs are always correct, we know that, but this is what I hear. Oh, and I'm switching to my neck pickup here, because I find that not only does it sound like a neck pickup was used for the harmony, but I love doing harmonies with the neck pickup in addition to the bridge pickup as the main one. I think it sounds cool. All right, here it is at normal and then slow speed. We'll break it up into 3 boxes, and in the first we play this. So it's 16 on G, bend up a half step, back down, and then 14 of G, 17 of B. Then in the second box we play this, slowly. So it's 15, 13, 15 on B, and then 14G, 13B, 14G. Let's tie that together. Then in the final box, so you're bending up 16th fret of G, 1/2 step. Hold it at the top of the bend. You're going to hit 17 of B and then 16 of G and bring the bend back down. Okay? And then 14 of G, 17 of D, add vibrato. Let's tie those 3 boxes together and play the harmony for section 3 of Dave's solo one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 4 of Dave's solo. Okay, here's section 4 of Dave Murray's solo at normal and then slow speed. All right, so in the first box, we're going to do the tremolo picking. And if you've never seen the tremolo picking notation in tablature, that's what those 3 lines are above each note. Tremolo picking, you know, it's basically when you're fast picking a note, right? You've seen me talk about this in Van Halen lessons, for example, because he does that a lot. Now, if you wanted to count out each note, you could, although I don't recommend that, right? You want to make it sound fluid, so I wouldn't count it. I'd just go with what feels right, okay? But if you wanted to count each note, it would be 16th fret of the G string 6 times, then 17 and 19 on the G string, both 4 times, then 17 and 18 on the B string 4 times each, and then 20 and 22 on the B string, both 3 times. Okay, if you want to count it out, that's what it would be, but again, I don't recommend counting it. I just recommend playing through it as you know, and feeling it as you go through. Okay, that's the best way to approach it. That's what you know, Dave Murray would do live. Yeah, I'm positive he doesn't sit there and count it. He just goes with what feels right. All right, here's that first box again, slowly, and then at normal speed. Then in the second box, we're going to play this. So it's 20th fret of the high E, bend up twice, and then 17 of high E, so far. And then 20th of the B string, bend up, hold it, then you're going to add 5 whammy bar dips, bring it back down, slide down. All right, here's that second box again. All right, let's tie both of those boxes together and play section 4 of Dave Murray's solo one more time at slow and then normal speed. All right, now we're going to move on to Adrian Smith's solo. Okay, now we move on to Adrian Smith's solo, and this is section 1. We'll break it up into 2 boxes, and in the first we play this. So we're going to play G, 14th fret and 15th fret of B together, bending up on the G string a full step. Then we're going to play 14th fret of G again, bend up and down, pull off to 12. Now a lot of times people will kind of add in the 15th fret of the B, like you did with the first grouping of notes there, like this. You can certainly do that if you want, but when I listen to the isolated guitar tracks, it sounds like Adrian didn't play the 15th note again, but either way you should be fine. So far. And then 14th fret of G, add vibrato, slide down. And notice the way I tabbed it, the vibrato becomes a little bit wider as you are applying it. You can just apply a wide vibrato throughout if you want, but again, I wanted to get it as accurate to the original as possible. Here's box 1 again, slowly. Then in the second box, we're going to play this. Slowly. So we're going to start with a little string scratch on the G string. It's kind of buried in the mix. And then 12 pull off to 11. And then 14 and 12 on the D string, palm muted. So far. And then 11 of G, 12 D, 11 of D. And then you slide down to roughly the 2nd fret, back up to 12. You don't have to do that exactly. I would just go with what feels right, but that's what I hear when I listen to it. Here's that second box slowly. Okay, let's tie those 2 boxes together and play section 1 of Adrian Smith's solo one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. Okay, let's move on to section 2. All right, here's Adrian Smith's section 2 at normal and then slow speed. Let's break this up into 4 boxes, and in the first we play this. So it's 12 on high E, pull off to 11, and then 14 on B. Then you move that down 1 string, so now you're going to do 12, 11 on B and 14 on G. Okay? Every time I play that, I can't help but think of Eddie Van Halen and his, falling down the stairs approach, where he does little symmetrical patterns down the fretboard. Just reminds me of that because we're doing it in the key of E. All right, then in the second box, we do this. So it's 12 on G, 14 on D, and then 14 of G pull off to 12, 14 of D pull off to 12. Okay, now let's combine those first 2 boxes and play it slowly. Now the fingering there might seem a little bit awkward when you're trying to shift around. So one thing you could do to simplify it is play it like this. And then. Now you can certainly play it that way or any way that you feel most comfortable, but I'm playing it the way that Adrian played it. Either way, you should be fine. Then in the third box, we speed up a little bit compared to the first 2 boxes. Okay, so it's 14, 13, 12, and then 10 on A. slide down. All right, let's tie those first 3 boxes together slowly. Now in the 4th box, we're going to play this. Here it is slowly. So what we're going to do is play 7th fret of A, slide up to 13, and then 12 on D, hammer on to 14, and then 12 on G, 14 on G. So far. And then 14 of G, bend up and down, pull off to 12. And then you're going to play open G and the 15th of B together. But you'll notice that the 15th fret B string is a little more prominent in it. I mean, the G string could have been an accident for all we know, but what I do is to make it a little more prominent is I pick it with an upstroke so the 15th fret of B string note is hit first. And then you add those whammy bar dips and a slide down. Let's play that 4th box again, slowly. Okay, let's tie all 4 boxes together and play section 2 of Adrian Smith's solo one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to section 3. Okay, here's section 3 of Adrian Smith's solo at normal and then slow speed. Now that last note where I slide up may sound kind of funny here. You could consider it part of the next section, but I like to do it here and I'll explain why when we get there. So in the 1st box, we're going to play this. Slowly. So we'll start by playing 7 on A, 5 on D, 7 on A, palm muted. Then the 4th fret of the G string with a pinch harmonic bend up and down. So far. Then we'll play once again 7A, 5D, 7A, palm muted. Then we're going to play 7th fret of G, quickly slide to 9, add wide vibrato. Slide down. Let's play section 1 one more time, slowly. Then in the 2nd box, we play this. So it's 7 on A, and then 5 on D, palm muted, hammer on to 7 of D. Then 6 of G, so far. Then 7A, 5D, 7A, palm muted. So far, let's play that 2nd box, what we got so far. Then 7 of G with a wide vibrato. And then we stop the vibrato, hold it for a little tiny bit, slide up to 14, okay? Let's play that 2nd box again, slowly. Now that last note, the 14th fret of G, you could consider that part of the next lick, but I threw it in here because you're continuing from the note you just played, right? Because after that, you play that lick, right? So if I combined it, it would sound like this, slowly. So again, keep that in mind. That's why I put the note here, just because you're continuing from the 7th fret note. All right, let's tie those 2 boxes together and play section 3 of Adrian's solo one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. All right, let's move on to Adrian Smith's section 4. Okay, here's section 4 of Adrian Smith's solo at normal and then slow speed. We'll break it up into 3 boxes, and the first goes like this. Now remember, as I said in the last section, the note right before that's that 14th fretted G. Okay, you can always consider that the beginning of it, like going like this, right? And then in the second box, we play this slowly. So it's 12 on high E, 15 on B, pull off to 12. And then 14 of G, bend up a full step. Then 12 of B, 15 of B, pull off to 12. You kind of speed up a little bit there, right? And then 14 of G, bend up and down, pull off to 12. And then 14 of D. Then 12 of G, bend up and down quickly. And then another bend up, a little bit slower, but still relatively quick. Okay. Okay, let's play box 2 again, slowly. Then in the third box, we play this. Slowly. So we start with a 15th fret E string bend. And then you notice the little dots above the notes, that's staccato, right? You don't let the notes ring out, it's kind of choppy. If you let it ring out, it would sound like this, right? But you want it to be more choppy. It's like you silence the note right after you hit it. So it's 15, 14, 12 on the high E. And then 15, 13, 12 on the B string. Once you get to the 13th fret, you start adding little pinch harmonics. Then 14, 12, 11 on the G string, pinch harmonics. 14, 12, 10 on the D string with the 14, 12 with pinch harmonics. Add vibrato slide down. Okay, let's play that third box again, slowly. All right, let's tie all 3 boxes together and play section 4 of Adrian's solo one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. Now after this, we get into the little interlude section of the song before it goes back into the verses. And I'm going to throw this in here because some people consider it part of the solo, so let's jump into that. All right, section 5 for Adrian Smith goes like this at normal and then slow speed. So we'll break it up into 3 boxes here, and in the first one we play this. Now actually for this part I tend to turn the volume down just a little bit on the guitar. Now it's going to vary depending on what guitar and pickups you're using, but I typically take the volume knob and put it down to about 7 or 8. That way it's a little softer, okay? Because typically when you play Iron Maiden songs you've got quite a bit of distortion. But this section here, it's a little more dynamic in terms of the volume. So keep that in mind. You don't have to turn down your volume, but I do that, okay? So it's 12 on high E, 12 on B, and then 15 on B. Hold that 15th fret note for a little bit, and then give it a whammy bar dip down roughly 1 step. In the second box, we play this. So it's 14 of G, bend up and down half a step, pull off to 12, and then 14 of G. And then you do 3 whammy bar dips. Now with those whammy bar dips, it's pretty fluid. It's not like a very strict only down motion. You're kind of moving the bar, like letting it float, right? So if you go up a little bit, that's totally fine. And then 11, G, 12, D, 14, A. 12 on D. Hold that 12th fret D note for a little bit. Use your whammy bar, vibrato bar for vibrato, and then slide down. All right, let's play section 5 one more time from Adrian Smith at regular speed. Next, we're going to learn the overdubbed harmony part that goes over section 5. Now, the overdubbed part that goes on top of section 5 has two parts, and the first, the main line, goes like this. Slowly. So it's 12 on B, and then 10 on B, hammer on to 12, pull off to 10. So far. Then 12, 11, 12 on G, add vibrato. Slide down. Then the harmony goes like this. So it's 12 on G, and then 11 on G, hammer on to 12, pull off to 11. 12 on D, 14 on A, add vibrato. There's no slide down for that, he just holds that note. And once again, you may have noticed I switched to my neck pickup for the harmony part. All right, let's move on to section 6 from Adrian Smith. All right, here is section 6 from Adrian Smith at normal and then slow speed. So in the first box, we play this. Very similar to what we did in section 5, right? 12 on high E, 12 on B, 15 on B. Then you do the whammy bar, dips, and a slide down. And again, you're going to go up a little bit on the bar. It's very fluid motion. It's not just down, 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 down. It's very fluid movement up and down with the bar, okay? Then in the second box, we play this. Okay, again, very similar to what we did before. So it's 14 of G, bend up and down a half a step, pull off to 12, and then 14 of G. Hold it for a little bit and then add vibrato. And then finally in the last box, you're going to pick a little bit softly here as you move through it, right? Especially the last note's pretty soft. So it's 12 on B, 13 on B, 12 on B, then hold it and then add vibrato. Okay, let's tie those three boxes together. Play section 6 from Adrian one more time, slowly and then at normal speed. Okay, let's move on to section 7, the final part from Adrian. Okay, section 7 is pretty simple. I could have added it to section 6, but I made it its own section for whatever reason. Just, I didn't want to put too much on the screen, I guess. So you're doing natural harmonics at the 5th fret of D and G. And then a slow descent about 1.5 steps, okay? Now at this point, you've got your volume back up. Now if you want to tie these harmonics into the last section, it's going to look and sound like this. All right, let's wrap it up. All right, that was my lesson on how to play the guitar solos from Iron Maiden's classic 2 Minutes to Midnight. If you found it helpful or informative, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will attempt to answer them as time allows. Until next time, rock on.